Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Nicola, and before I get into tonight's topic, I just want to tell all my subscribers a big thank you. Thank you so much for subscribing to my channel, for watching my videos, for liking them, and for sharing them. I appreciate this a lot. Thank you so much. It means so much to me. So I can safely say that after being depressed for a couple months, I can now smile again. I now feel like myself, and I cannot explain it, but there's this joy deep down in my soul, and it's all because of what the Lord has done in my baby's life. We know that as mothers, if our child is not well, then we become even more unwell than that child, because if our child has a cough, then we get the cold. That's just the beautiful connection between mothers and their children. So I don't even know where to start, but my baby was born with 3 holes in her heart, intestinal blockage, narrow heart valve, and there are other things, but I'll just stress on those. And I've been following up with her at cardiothoracic clinic and cardiologist clinic from she was a few months old. As a matter of fact, from she was going there from she was a few days old. And after a few months, two of the holes in her heart closed on its own, but the other one wasn't closing. And the doctor said normally when the hole is so large, it won't be able to close on its own. I remember looking at her and I said, God is able. And she said, that's right. And I mean, for months, every time I thought about my baby having to do an open heart surgery, I felt so depressed, and I just felt upset because I'm saying I don't want my baby to do another surgery because she has been through so much at birth. And although she's 3 years old now, which means that she's older, I still don't want her to undergo so many pressures. And anyway, I was praying and I said, Lord, I prefer for you to close the hole yourself, because I don't want my baby to go through an open heart surgery. And I was praying and I was trusting God, but I was really down. Sometimes I felt down to the point where I just want to shout and scream. And sometimes I felt as if I was going to black out. And I started seeing just darkness around me. So I told myself that I cannot allow myself to go to the point where there is no coming back for me in terms of having a mental breakdown, because my baby is depending on me. And as a single mother who has to find everything for her, I have to be strong for her. And I always pray and I say, God, just give me the strength to endure. God, just keep me, because my baby need me. And I remember after being called by the hospital a few weeks ago to take the baby to be admitted for surgery. I cried, I cried, I cried, I cried. I cried so much, my eyes were swollen. I had a bad headache and I just felt so awful. And I said to myself, all right, I have to be careful of crying too much because crying too much can give me high blood pressure or something else. It can cause other problem for me, and I have to be strong for my baby. And um, I remember while I was packing my suitcase, I said, Lord, let it be after they run all the tests on her, it will show that she doesn't require surgery. And trust me, don't trust me, trust God. I took the baby to be admitted this Saturday and they did COVID test, they did other blood tests, and the baby was crying, why, why? And when I heard her crying and asking why, I felt heartbroken because I really didn't know how to explain why everything is happening, but I tried to explain as best as possible. I told her that, baby, you have to do this so they can they can patch the hole in your heart, right? So that you can live a normal life and play as much as you want and just do great things. And she cried for the better. And when I went home, well, to my sister's home because I was staying at my sister, I packed my suitcase and I went to stay at my sister because where I live is 4 hours journey from the hospital. But where my sister lives is just half an hour journey from the hospital. So I remember when I leave the hospital that night, because I couldn't stay on the ward or I would have stayed with her because that's how much I love my baby. I'll spend every second with her no matter how tired I am. And anyway, I remember when I went to my sister's house that night, I couldn't sleep and I was laying in the bed and I said, whoa, this is so tough because I'm not used to having my baby at a hospital. Because when she was born, she spent a month at the hospital and I got her, and afterward, like within 2 weeks time, she was admitted at another hospital, and that was the only time she wasn't around me. And it was really hard, but anyway, God gave me the strength, and so I overcome that. And I remember when I was at my sister, I said, how am I going to manage without having my baby beside me? And I couldn't sleep. But anyway, the moment I started sleeping, I had a dream. And in the dream, a nurse came to me and she was smiling and she said, Mommy, your baby is going home on Monday. And I was laughing and I said to her, "Are so far she recover?" And the nurse said, yes. And I was so happy. The Sunday I was at the hospital, I went to visit her and I decided that being that Monday will be surgery, which will be the following day, I'm not leaving her. They cannot send me off the ward because I was determined that they're not going to send me off the ward. And anyway, the nurse called me and said I should go to the ECG room so they can do an echocardiogram. So I took her to do it and she was crying so angrily. And I mean, she screamed, and she was asking why. So the doctor said to me that the baby is very strong and she has to settle so that they can see the heart clearly. And something happened in the ECG room that afternoon. My baby just got so quiet and she was so relaxed, and she was laying in the bed like this and looking in the ceiling. So I looked in the ceiling to see if there was anything there, and nothing was there. But she was so calm. She just looked so peaceful, and she was there quiet laying down. And the doctor started to rejoice. The doctor said, "Mommy, I'm seeing the heart better now. This result is better than the previous." And we started laughing and said, "Keep it up, baby. Great job. You're doing well." And in the evening, I was sitting by her bedside at the hospital, and I had my hand on my jaw like this, and I was saying to myself, "Oh boy, my baby will have to go through this again." And while I was there, a nurse came to me smiling, and she said, "Mommy, your baby's surgery has been cancelled. She is going home because the hole in the heart has gotten smaller. Doctor will be coming to talk to you." And oh my God, that was one of the best days of my life. I felt as if I won that day. I felt as if I had gotten millions of dollars. I can't really explain, but the joy I felt that evening until now, oh Lord. If you notice in my previous videos, during the time that she was admitted, I wasn't smiling because I was so depressed. I mean, that's my only baby. That's my little girl. And I can say that I can smile again. Let me tell you something, mothers. No matter what is happening in the lives of your children, just trust God. We are human, so we will break down and we will cry at times because God made us and He made us with emotions. So He knows what to expect from us. Don't let anyone cause you to feel bad as if you cry you don't believe in God, if you cry you don't have faith. Come on, that's bullshit. I have faith in God, but as a mother and seeing my child going through so much, I had to break down. I'm only human, and that's normal. So I just want to encourage all mothers, always pray for your children. Your prayers doesn't have to be perfect for God to answer it. As long as the words are coming from a true heart, then He will hear you and He will deliver. Don't give up because God is in control and He promises to make a way for us. His words declare that, and lo, I will be with you always, even unto the end of the world. So whatever you're going through, even though it may seem as if there's no way out, just have faith in God and trust in God. He will come true for you when you least expect Him to. And remember that when you pray, you're not going to see result at the same time. You have to wait and continue believing because our timing is different from God timing. So God bless you all. God bless all mothers and all the good fathers out there. Keep on loving your children and do the best that you can for them. Celebrate them. Let them know how important they are and how blessed you are to have them. Thanks for watching this video. Have a blessed night. Mwah.